Beginning, the fall of the Obsidian Citadel. The air of Velara Prime burned with the scent of plasma and smoke. The great Obsidian Citadel, once a shimmering fortress of black crystal and violet banners, trembled beneath the thunder of bombardments. The alien Zeeth dominion, proud and ancient, had ruled this world for centuries, until tonight. From the shattered balconies above, screams echoed through the storm. The Queen's own royal guard, once sworn to die for her, now fled down the marble steps, their armor clattering as they ran. And amid the chaos stood Captain Marcus Vale, a human soldier assigned to the Dominion as part of a diplomatic peace corps. He'd been stationed here barely 2 weeks before everything fell apart. He never imagined his first interstellar assignment would end like this. Fire in the skies, allies turning into deserters, and an alien queen standing at the heart of a collapsing empire. "They're gone, Your Majesty," Marcus said grimly. His pulse rifle held tight against his chest. "The guards, the officers, they've all broken ranks." The alien Queen Veyra'Lyn of the Zeeth turned her gaze toward him. Her eyes, an iridescent silver that shimmered even in the dark, betrayed neither fear nor rage, only sorrow. "I suppose," she said softly, "in the end, courage is rarer than loyalty." Her regal composure amidst the chaos made Marcus pause. The room around them trembled as another explosion rocked the walls, fragments of crystal raining from the ceiling. He wanted to say something, anything, but the roar of an approaching enemy gunship drowned his thoughts. Through the broken skylight, he saw the silhouettes of the Carnathi raiders, mercenaries known for wiping out entire species for profit. They had come for her. The decision to stay. "Your Majesty," Marcus said sharply, "we need to move now." Veyra'Lyn shook her head. "There is nowhere to run, Captain Vale. The teleport chambers were destroyed. My people have scattered. My reign ends here." Marcus gritted his teeth. "Maybe theirs does, but yours doesn't. I'm not letting them take you." She looked at him then, not as a soldier, not as a human, but as something unexpected. "You would die for a queen who is not your own." He laughed bitterly. "I'm a soldier. Dying to protect someone, anyone, is part of the deal. And yet," she said softly, "my own kind flee." The words stung, not for their sadness, but for the quiet truth they carried. Marcus stepped closer, standing tall despite the tremors shaking the floor. "If they won't protect you, then I will. You're not dying today." Her expression faltered for just a moment. Then with quiet grace she nodded. "Then we fight together." They moved through the shattered halls of the Citadel, the marble corridors now streaked with ash and fire. Marcus handed her a sidearm, a human plasma pistol, compact but deadly. "Have you ever used one of these?" he asked. "I command armies," she replied with faint amusement. "I can manage a human weapon." Outside, the storm of war had reached its peak. The Carnathi mercenaries advanced through the gardens, their exo-armor gleaming under the flashes of lightning. Marcus took position behind the broken pillars, his rifle humming with charge. Then came the moment, the first wave. Plasma fire streaked through the air as Marcus and Veyra'Lyn returned fire, the explosions lighting their faces in alternating hues of violet and blue. Despite the odds, 2 against dozens, they fought as one. Her reflexes were swift and almost graceful, movements honed by a warrior's lineage. Marcus's human instincts, sharper and unpredictable, complemented her precision. Together they held the line. The weight of trust. The fight dragged on. Smoke filled the air, and the ground trembled with the crash of enemy reinforcements. Between volleys of fire, Marcus shouted over the chaos. "Why are they after you? What do they want?" Veyra'Lyn ducked behind cover, reloading with practiced ease. They want the core seal, a relic that governs this planet's energy fields. With it, they can control the entire sector. Let me guess, Marcus said, firing off a burst. You're the only one who can activate it. Her silence was answer enough. An explosion tore through the far end of the corridor, sending debris flying. Marcus shielded her instinctively, taking the brunt of the blast. The armor on his left shoulder cracked, searing pain shooting down his arm. "Marcus!" she cried, reaching for him. "I'm fine," he shouted, wincing. "Just not used to being a one-man royal guard." Her gaze lingered on him, on the way he still stood, even bleeding, even alone. There was something she saw in him that her own kind had lost. Resolve. "You are extraordinary," she whispered. "No human I've met would stand against an army for a dying queen." He smirked. "Guess I'm just built different." But deep down, something had shifted between them, something neither of them had expected. Middle, the storm breaks. The mercenaries regrouped for a final assault. From the balcony above, drones dropped pulse grenades, setting fire to the Grand Hall. Marcus looked around. There was no escape, no reinforcements, no hope of holding the Citadel any longer. He turned to Veyra'Lyn. "There's a way out below, isn't there?" She hesitated. "There is. The catacomb tunnels. But I cannot abandon the seal." "Then give it to me," Marcus said, stepping closer. "Let me buy you time." Her silver eyes glimmered with disbelief. "You would face them alone." "I've been facing impossible odds since I joined the Corps," he said with a grin. "Might as well keep the streak going." For a long moment she didn't speak. Then she reached to the pendant around her neck, a crystal embedded with pulsing light, and pressed it into his hand. "This is the core seal," she said. "It is my life's legacy. Guard it well." Before he could reply, she leaned forward and pressed her forehead gently against his, an ancient Zeeth gesture of trust. "May your courage echo beyond death," she whispered. Then she turned, disappearing into the lower tunnels. Marcus turned back toward the collapsing hall just as the mercenaries charged through the smoke. He took a deep breath, checked his rifle, and muttered under his breath, "All right, Queen. Let's give them hell." Middle, the last stand. The next 10 minutes were chaos incarnate. Marcus fought like a man possessed, ducking behind fallen pillars, firing with precision born of desperation. Each time a mercenary fell, 2 more took their place. Plasma bolts tore through the air, lighting the ruins with deadly beauty. His armor smoked, his breath came ragged, but he didn't retreat. He couldn't. Not while she was still alive somewhere below. A grenade rolled near him. He kicked it aside, then vaulted over a broken console to take cover. He fired again, his rifle clicking empty. Out of ammo. He reached for his sidearm and kept firing, each shot a defiance of death itself. The mercenaries began to hesitate. One of them, their commander, stepped forward, aiming his rifle. "You think you can protect her, human?" Marcus raised his weapon. "No," he said, smirking through the blood on his lips. "I already did." The explosion that followed was deafening. Marcus triggered the overload on the remaining power cells in his rifle, creating a shockwave that engulfed the hall. The mercenaries were thrown back, their armor sparking. And then silence,